Today, I'm going to show you a fast electronic music drum fill.
Freebeat.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Dr. Druidge. Thank you so much for the support. Let's get started. So today I'm going to show you one of my absolute favorite drum fills when you're dealing with any kind of fast-paced electronic music. And in my opinion, this works in any genre as long as you've got a pretty speedy tempo. So let's go ahead and build a groove first here. We'll just throw 4 on the floor on this kick. That's pretty fast. That's 160 BPM. That's good. Let's just go ahead and use this hi-hat here and we'll close it up. We'll do 8th notes on the hi-hat just like that. By the way, I'm demonstrating, of course, on the PO32 Tonic, but this will work with any drum machine or a computer, or it's just a drum pattern, so whatever you want. You can even play this on the real drums if you're a drummer. Snare drum, 2 and 4. All right, here's our pattern. Pretty simple. Like I said, 160 BPM is pretty speedy. Now, it can be kind of difficult, in my opinion, to come up with drum fills at this tempo, especially when we're talking electronic drums that don't sound overly cheesy. I happen to be a fan of the overly cheesy drum fills, but I know a lot of you out there are not. And of course, that is completely okay. So we're grooving along there at that tempo. How do we kind of change up the drums while still keeping the pace, so to speak, still keeping, the backbeat of the song, the backbone of the song, rather, intact? Well, one of my favorite strategies here is actually to not make a fill at all, but instead make another groove on the drums that this time is in halftime. And we just play it through once in place of a fill. And I find that creating a halftime pattern really brings a ton of power to the track. Oftentimes more than a normal fill would. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so new pattern here. We're gonna go do-ga-do-goo-gat-and-ga-ga, because before our tempo is right here. Do-ga-do-goo-gat-and-ga-ga. Halftime, see? Do-ga-do-goo-gat-and-da-da. Cool. So when we're programming this pattern, we need to remember that do-ga-do-do-da-do-da-da, those are not 16th notes because we're at 160 BPM, not 80 BPM, which would be half of 160. No, those are just 8th notes. So on the grid here, we want to go do-ga-goo-goo-ga-goo-ga-ga. So kick drum is going to go right here on 1, do-ga-do-do on 2, and the and of 2, do-ga-do-goo-ga-goo on the and of 3, and then that's it for the kick drum. Snare drum is going to go on the and of 1, do-ga, do-goo-ga, right here on the downbeat of 3, and then the downbeat of 4 and the and of 4. Let's listen to what it sounds like. You can definitely start to hear that halftime feel coming through. However, we're going to drive that halftime feel home a little harder by using our hi-hat. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the hi-hat up. And we're just going to put it on beat 1 and beat 3. So that's going to emulate the drummer going like, really heavy, like, I just bumped the microphone. Whoops. Let's have a listen. Let's combine it with our pattern now. Yeah, see how good that is? Cool. Now, if you really like that hi-hat, you can put it on all 4 quarter notes there, and it's going to sound like this. So let's listen to those together now and see how that sounds. when you have the hi-hat sequenced like that, in my opinion, it kind of connects the two patterns a little more. The double time feel is sort of lost on the second pattern. Well, it's not lost, but it's definitely less emphasized than on the pattern with only two of them on there, which, by the way, real quick, I'm going to make those two patterns into two separate instances. So we have one pattern with just two hi-hats, and then we have another pattern with all four. So let's go ahead and chain those together along with the normal groove, and I want you to listen to the difference in those two fills. Not necessarily just the difference of, the hi-hat being there or not. I want you to listen for the difference in how it relates to this pattern, okay? Here we go. Considering the fact that we only changed two notes, just added two extra hi-hats, the difference, I'd say, is way more than subtle. And very, very different in how I feel they relate to that first pattern. So let's make one more, and we're going to make it even more extreme. So on this one, we're once again going to put our kick drum on beat 1, and we're going to get our snare drum and put it directly on beat 3. Take that open hi-hat on beats 1 and 3 as well. Here's the entire pattern. And this is actually more of a foundation for you to make your own halftime pattern, if you will. So let's chain it to the original pattern, and you can hear what it sounds like. Now, in my opinion, what that wants immediately is another kick drum alongside that snare drum on beat 3. However, if we want to be a little tricky with it, we can actually remove that kick drum and instead put it on the and of beat 3. Now it's going to have a little bit of a disjointed feel. Let's see how that pairs up with the original pattern. Cool. I kind of want to try some eighth note hi-hats in that pattern, actually. So let's go ahead and put some of those in here. So I'm going to put one right here on the and of 1, and I'm actually going to hold it down and close it up on my pocket operator. Then I'm going to fill in beat 2, the and of beat 2, the and of beat 3, and beats 4, and the and of beat 4. You can hear those open hats are still on 1 and 3. Now let's combo this with our original pattern and see how it feels. You can hear those eighth note hi-hats stay consistent the entire time, which again helps the pattern relate to the original a little bit more if that's what you're going for. And again, that's totally a template for you to do whatever you want with. I just wanted to provide you with the very, very basic halftime feel and then let you run wild with it. So again, let's listen to all 4 of our patterns chained up, with the last 3 being different fills. There we go, a couple punch-in effects on the last one. So there you have it, a few half-paced electronic music drum fill ideas. I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. If not, you can always hit the dislike button, that's okay too. But either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. New content every single day. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.